your biggest failure and how did it change you?
Well, there's a ton of failures along the way, that's for sure.
Everyone. Welcome back. So moving on onto our panel discussion, we are going to give our facilitators 5 minutes each to give us a brief about their themes. So we'll first begin with Dr. Esther Sapon. Dr. Esther Sapon, please, can you hear me?
Hi, Sandra. Please, I can hear you.
It's good to have you with us.
Yes, nice having you too.
That's great. We would like you to share a brief about your theme with us for about 5 minutes.
Okay, sure. Thank you very much, and good morning to you all. I warmly welcome you all to today's program. I'm highly honored to be part of today's discussion, which is focusing on personal growth and development and how to be valuable in our communities and our organizations and everywhere. And I'm also glad that I would have the opportunity to learn from our experts in finances and IT. So, so I've been asked to talk about how to raise our value. There are a number of things that we can do, and I would like to summarize it. Yes, I'd like to talk about a few here as we prepare ourselves. So I would like to share one simple thing. It is simple, honestly, but it's not easy. It's not easy that everyone can do. These are things that we work on in our lives to live our best. And the different things we can do in every facet of life. So I want to challenge all of us that by the end of today's discussion, we should start working on ourselves from today. And the first thing that we have to consider is to raise our standards for what you will accept going forward. Raise your standards in what you will accept going forward. Raise your standards in your personal relationships. Raise your standards in professional relationships. Stop tolerating the intolerable. Stop tolerating the intolerable. Stop managing the unmanageable. Stop settling for bare minimum. Be willing to always say no. Be willing to say no when it is not something that you find pleasure in, or when it's something that goes beyond your boundary. Be willing to say no. Say yes to what you really want. And it doesn't really matter what you say if you are accepting less from yourself. So it means that this whole process of adding value to yourself and personal growth actually starts from within. It starts from yourself. So psych yourself that this is what you want to be, and be willing to work on yourself. Be kind to yourself. Avoid drama. Be clear on what you want. Be clear on what you want. Don't hold on to the past. Let go of the past. Let go of shame. Be committed to what you want. And the final thing I would like to say is that educate yourself always. Educate yourself always. Always be a student. Engage yourself in interesting topics, things that you are interested in. Engage yourself in them. Understand and honor your boundaries. Understand and honor your boundaries. Say no when it's beyond or the person is crossing your boundaries. Say no and respect your values. Respect yourself, respect your values. Take care of your body, keep your promises, and put your needs first. Stop being people's pleaser. Stop being people pleaser. I want to quote from one woman named Ellen G. White, who said that the greatest want of the world is the want of men. Men who will not be bought or sold. Men who in their inmost souls are true and honest. Men who do not fear to call sin by its right name. Men whose conscience is as true to duty as the needle to the pole. Men who will stand for the right even though the heaven falls. So be like such man. We are in this era that we need this kind of people. People who will always be honest to themselves. People who would always stand for the right. This is what we mean. These are people who has added value to themselves, who value their boundaries and respect their values. So today our discussion is going to be about these things. This is actually a summary of it. So it's going to be about personal growth and development, adding value to yourself. Be like a man who would be honest to yourself, as the needle to the pole, whatever be it. Always stand for the right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Esther. That was a great one. I placed a few points down. Be kind to yourself, raise your standard, be willing to say no if it doesn't match with your values. That is so amazing. Thank you so much. We are glad to have you as one of our facilitators. So next, let me be a little biased and then give the ladies the chance first. Okay. So next we move on to Miss Jessica Mau. Miss Jessica, please can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
It's good to
Okay.
have you here. Can you give
I'm
us
glad.
a bit about your theme?
Okay. Good morning to you all. Once again, thank you for having me. This morning, I have been invited to speak on personal growth as well as becoming valuable. But I do have a question. Imagine you have a land, okay? And I mean, if you don't have a land now, I'm sure in the future you get one. So imagine you have a land, then you want a contractor to build a house on that land. And you tell the contractor that what is the plan? The contractor tells you that, oh no, we'll build as we go. I'm sure you take your money away and move elsewhere. This is just a land, a material thing. But some of us, that is how we live our life. We move as we go, okay? And in order to grow personally, in order to develop personally, you can't just go where the wind sets you. You need to have a plan. I think I researched a lot on personal growth and development, and it says that it is a process. Personal development is not a destination, it's a process, it's a journey of understanding yourself and pushing yourself to reach your highest potential. Okay, so there are four tips that I would like us to know, okay, when it comes to personal development. By the time you're done with that conversation, the first one is that you should have a clear vision that, okay, let me see if I can use anyone else's name. I am Sandra, I am Timothy. This is where I am in my life. In the next 5 years, where do I want to be? Then you move back. So in the next 5 years, oh, maybe I want to be an IT person. I want to become a nurse. I want to become an accountant. Have a clear vision, okay? The next tip that I would like to discuss is outlining your strengths and your weaknesses. You know, we are human beings. We are not perfect beings. And so we have weaknesses as well as strengths. As an individual, it is important to know your strengths. It is important to know your weaknesses so that you can work on them. For instance, if you want to become a nurse or an accountant, you know, accountants, they usually deal with money, huge sums of money. And so maybe you're really good at it, that is your strength. But your weakness is that you don't know how to speak the truth. You like stealing, like you become too tempted to steal. Or as a nurse, you like interacting with people. However, you lack a lot of patience. So it is important to know your strengths and your weaknesses so that it can help you to reach your vision. The third one is to actually set goals. Now you know your vision, now you know your strength and your weaknesses. How do I match them? It is important to set goals. And I'm sure we have heard this from different seminars, but in setting goals, you have to set SMART goals, SMART. So the S stands for specific, M stands for measurable, A stands for attainable, R stands for realistic, and T stands for timeout. So whatever vision that you have, it must consist of all of these steps. It has to be SMART. Then the last one, when it comes to personal development, is that you have to review and adapt. You know, you don't live in a static world. life changes, life happens to all of us. And so even though you have a plan, it is important that you review your plan and you make adjustments to it. Perhaps every 6 months, every 3 months, it is important to review your plan so that, oh, I decided that in the next 3 months, I want to do this. Where have I gotten to? What happened? What were some of the setbacks? So that is what the 4 tips that I would like to share when it comes to personal development. When it comes to becoming valuable, okay, I think that in order to become a valuable person, it is important to focus on your personal development and you have to stay on course with all the steps that I mentioned. So how do you do that? You have to read, you have to learn, you have to take risk. The Bible says that in all thy getting, get wisdom and understanding. Getting wisdom and understanding is a principal thing. Wherever you are, whatever that you find yourself doing, you need to apply wisdom. You need to get knowledge. You need to get understanding about it. That is one way of becoming valuable. The second one is to offer more value. Okay. For instance, if you're a beautician or a hairstylist, you know that we all go to the salon to wash our hair and so on and so forth. But maybe you can decide that instead of using cold water, you'd like to use a bit of warm water, you know. It's just a little thing, but it changes your brand. It makes you unique. You're offering more value. People would like to come to the salon and have a little pampering on their hair. It makes you a little unique. Then the third thing when it comes to becoming valuable is to sharpen your skills. We're all born with unique skills. Some people are good at communicating, some people are good with IT stuff. But no matter what you are, okay, you need to sharpen your skills. Else, there will come a point in your life where people will be better than you, people will be doing better things than you are. So each and every time you need to sharpen your skills, no matter how unique it is. It is important to sharpen your skills. The fourth one is very similar to the third one, which says work hard on yourself. Okay, that no matter where you are, work hard on yourself. Focus on becoming better than you were yesterday. Your past glory does not mark today's glory. It's in the past. So each and every time, it is important to work hard on yourself. Set strategies and tactics that will help you to become better. And lastly, value your time. In becoming valuable, you have to value your time. Time is money, people say. I mean, time lost, you can't regain it. We all have the same time. But in order to become valuable, you have to use your time well. No matter what you want to become, no matter where you want to become or where you want to get in life, it is important that you value your time. We know that there is time for everything, but whatever you do, you have to value your time. So this is where I would end, and I would like my colleague to continue. Remember, personal growth and development, it's a journey, not a destination. So whatever that you do, we keep on learning, we keep on developing ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Jessica. We wouldn't forget this. Personal development or personal growth is a journey and it isn't a destination. Thank you so much. So moving forward to Mr. Andy Mintayado. Mr. Andy, please, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
That's good. Can you give us a bit of your theme?
I'm audible. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, please. I can hear you clearly.
All right. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Initially, I thought they are all ladies, but I was glad to see some gentlemen joining. It means that if by chance I get myself into trouble, I have the support. So today we are talking about going to talk about financial management. Yes. Does this say that in the Bible that we shall enjoy the fruit of our labor? We shall enjoy the fruit of our labor. It wasn't by accident the Bible used fruit as an end product or as a reward for your labor. And fruit contains two things, the food part and the seed parts. We know what the food part is. It's for our immediate consumption. And the seed is for a future use, so that we will plant it and get another fruit to eat tomorrow. So we can't say that our fruit is so small that we are eating both the food and the seed as well. That is what every money that comes into our hand is. you need to plan your finances so well. We know that in our personal life and a business, it's very important to become financial savvy, the basic ones, to be able to get yourself going. And today we are going to look at what are we supposed to invest in? What is investment? You know the difference between investment and savings. How do we diversify our investment portfolios? What are we supposed to invest in? The bonds, the real estate, the ETFs, and the other things. We also look at managing our personal finances. Where does my money come from? My incomes. When I say incomes, I'm talking about your salary from your job, your side hustling, the profit that you're earning on your other investment. They all form part of your income. And where does it go? Your expenses. How do you manage it? The budget that you create. How to reduce debt. Is debt even good or bad? And the strategic way of growing your money or the little that you have. What am I supposed to invest in to become financial freedom in the near future? We shall look at that one too. Then becoming financial literate. There's this thing that I keep telling my colleagues or friends that if you don't know where you're going, every route can lead you there. If you buy a fridge, then you don't know how to operate it, you end up messing up the fridge. If you have money and you don't know how to handle the money, you end up misusing it. And it's evidence. You have seen a lot of people doing so well from the beginning, and boom, everything just went like that. So how am I supposed to become literate in finances? Educating yourself, understanding budgeting, embracing financial planning, monitoring and adjusting your financial needs. Today we shall talk about that one too. Then maximizing income over your expenditure. How do I earn more and make sure that I spend less, or I stay within my expenditure? What am I supposed to buy? What am I not supposed to buy? Am I keeping track of my expenses? If that is the case, then where should I find myself in the next 5 years, in the next 6 years, in the next 7 years? We shall look at that one too. And budgeting your salary. Some people even spend their money before the money gets into their hands. So before the money gets into your hands, what are your financial plans? What are your financial? How much are you supposed to? How much are you supposed to put aside, and consistently making sure you live by that? Today we shall discuss that one too. And tracking your expenses. Am I supposed to buy everything that I see because it appears nice to me, because it looks attractive? Should I buy? Our young ladies and our sisters, it's not always every occasion that you have to buy new dress or shoes. So if that is it, then how am I supposed to keep track of all this expenditure and close the loopholes and invest the rest of money in profitable ventures? Then we also discuss about building an emergency fund. If they call you now that this is the case that has happened home, do you have money there to save that situation that wouldn't affect your financial goals? If you should be laid off from your job, are you going to be well from the next 3 to 6 months? If the answer is no, then there is a problem. So I'm urging all of us to pay attention, and also it's going to be a discussion. So we are all going to share ideas. By the close of the day, there's a tip that I'll give out, of which I know is going to help all of us at the end of the day to achieve our financial goals. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. The tips as well. You mentioned the ladies with going for program, but they will learn something new. Thank you so much, Mr. Andy. So moving forward to our last facilitator, which is Mr. Timothy Jan. Mr. Timothy, please, can you hear me?
Yes, good morning. I can hear you loud and
Good
clear.
morning. It's good to have you with us. Nice meeting you as
Yes.
well. Yeah, over
Yes,
to
I'm
you.
also
then.
happy to be here this morning.
Thank you.
All right, good morning once again. I believe everyone can hear me.
Good morning.
Yes,
Please,
please, you
good
can go.
morning.
All right. Okay, so this morning, based on the theme that we chose, I'll be speaking on navigating success in tech. All right. Uh, Looking at where the world is now, we can't do anything without tech. Dr. Ming, is it Andy? Spoke a lot about budgeting. Today, I know it's difficult for most of us to set budgets and then be able to stay in line with the budget. But there's a good news. We have a lot of tech tools that are designed in a way that they can track all your budgets, and you can set it daily, weekly, monthly, and even yearly so that you don't overspend. Right. So talking about tech, uh, there are some essential skills that all of us need to get along the way if we really want to be successful in tech. And one of them is being able to adapt to new trends and then be agile. What we mean by agile is that your ability to accept new changes around you. Okay. As of last year, by this time, a year ago, we weren't hearing much news about AI. But suddenly, from January to now, it looks like every day there's news about AI. Even this morning, I opened the document I was sent with my PDF reader, and surprisingly, I saw an AI assistant at the bottom right corner of the app. I was like, hey, when did this one also come in here? Okay, so it's like every day new things are coming up. Even WhatsApp now has an AI in it. If you haven't upgraded yet, you may want to update the app. There's an AI in there. You can use it to do your homework. You can use it to answer basically every question you may want to do it on Google. You can now do it inside your WhatsApp app. So if these tech are coming up everywhere, we are hearing AI, we are hearing machine learning, we are hearing artificial intelligence. It tells you that the world is really moving fast. So we may want to adapt and then move along with it. Notwithstanding, we may also have to embrace what we call the growth mindset. The growth mindset. We have two types of mindsets. We have the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. There are some people who don't really want to unlearn the old knowledge they have and then get in the new ones. So for those people, we say they have the fixed mindset. But if you really want to be successful in the tech field, you may have to develop the growth mindset. Even talking about Canva, the Canva I started using about 4 years ago is not the Canva I'm using now. Canva has also been upgraded with new AI tools and a whole lot of features. If you don't know how to use it, you have to go and learn how to use it. Other than that, the IT world will move, leaving you behind. So every day you need to be in the news, get to know what is coming up, what is going in, and all of that. To also succeed in the tech field, you don't actually need to be a master of just one skill set. All right. Right now, apart from designing social media marketing, I can also do web design. Now I'm taking Python lessons, I'm taking SQL lessons, I'm even taking a whole data science lessons from ALX. And right after here, I need to go back online to go and continue with my lessons there. So the whole idea is that you need to have multifunctional skills. You need to have a little of this, a little of that, a little of the other, so that when working, it makes working becomes easier and faster. You may be designing, yes, but let's say you have knowledge in creating content. You wouldn't have to sit down for somebody to create the content you need to put in the design. So you just open your content making tools and then you create something from there. You copy it, come and create it in your design, sort everything out nicely. You're good to go. So you, one person, to be able to do all of that. Let me give a practical example. Sometimes I run social media ads for people, all right? But in the contract of running social media ads, my job is just to go on Facebook, design the art from there, and then make it go live. If the person wants to use video, that's not my job. If the person wants to use image, that's not my job. Somebody has to do it. But because I can do designing, why will I let another person design the flyer we are using for the art when I can design it and take additional money for it? You get it? So that's why, as a tech person, you need to have diverse skill sets on the job. Okay, let me talk about this also. You need to also build a professional network with people. This kind of tech work that we do is not common to be working with a company as an in-person or in-service person. Even if you are signed up with a company, most of the time you may even be working from home. Some of the employers in the company may not know you by face or not know you by name, but in the company's pay list, your name is there. You work with them from home and all of that. So for people to be able to know you very well, you may want to build a very strong professional network with people around you, not necessarily even in Ghana. And one tool that can help you efficiently with this is LinkedIn. I know most people are aware of LinkedIn, but if you are not on LinkedIn, you may want to look into it. It's one very good tool if you want to build professional relationship with people. And then you may also need to be conscious of time. The learning process takes time, the working process also takes time. And then working with clients, they come with timeline. They'll be like, design this engagement flyer for me by, today is Wednesday, let's say by Friday, I should have it. Meanwhile, that is not the only work you have doing. So if you do not set goals and you don't set your priorities right as a tech person, you always be running out of deadlines for clients. And if you delay work for a client and because of that, probably they lose a contract or they lose whatever deal they were going to use that work for. I don't think the next time they'll come to you for your services anymore. And then finally, I would like to talk about perseverance and then resilience. It is not easy. I mean, personally, I haven't done IT in school, primary, GHS, secondary school, university. I haven't done IT before. All the IT I do now is personal learning from home, from friends, from workshops, and all of that. But if it wasn't for perseverance, if I wasn't persevere enough to pursue this, it wouldn't be easy because you get to a point where you are stuck with something you are doing. You go online for solutions, watch several videos, you don't really get a particular solution for it. Sometimes you become weary. If you don't have the can-do spirit, you may even give up, especially with the coding and programming tech courses. They may be easy on the look, but at the back end, when you are working on them, it's a whole lot of a new whole world on its own. So I'll urge that as we like to pursue some interest or let's say skills in tech, we put into consideration some of these skills and then we can be assured of success in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Timothy. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, that's really amazing. With someone who has no IT from primary to university and then learning on your own till now, that's really good. So I make notes of certain things that you made mention of. One of the things is on learning and then learning new things. That's embracing change. And then the importance of building network and relationships when it comes to the tech field. And then time has been mentioned twice today. So we have to take note of the importance of time. So to move forward to our panel discussion, I would like to make us aware of a few things. So one of them is, as the panel discussion is going on, you can kindly raise your hand if you have a question or put your questions in the chat box so that to save time, you can ask the questions while we go on. or we can give you the chance to ask your question straight away. So without much ado, we'll move straight forward to the panel discussion, and I'll be doing this together with Miss Rosemond. Miss Rosemond, can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello,
please.
Rosemond.
Yes, please. I can hear you. Hello.
It's good to have you back again with me. So we'll be doing this together. All right. So as I said earlier, make sure you put in your questions in the chat box or raise your hand if you have any questions. So beginning with our panel discussion with Dr. Esther Sapon, Mr. Andy Mintaya Adom, Mr. Timothy Jan Owusu, and then Miss Jessica. It's good to have you with us once again. Okay, so straight forward to Miss Esther Sapon once again. Please, we would like to know what body of knowledge do we need to become valuable?
Okay. Thank you very much, Sandra. The body of knowledge we need to become valuable. We don't really have a measure. We don't have a measure. So as I said earlier, we always have to be a student. We always have to be a student. So it involves continuous learning and self-improvement. We have to seek knowledge in areas that are relevant to our interests, our career goals, and our personal growth. So we have to develop our skills in some aspects that we are so much interested in. And also develop skills in critical thinking, problem solving, communication, and adaptability. I think my my colleagues made mention of that. So we are always going to be a student. We are always going to educate ourselves and learn a new skill. Broaden your scope. Broaden your scope. Know, have a general knowledge about everything happening around you. Once you do that, you get to realize that little by little you are actually adding value to yourself. So it's not like a measure. Okay, I have we need a bucket full of knowledge. I've gotten it, so that's it. No, but it's a continuous learning and self-improvement thing. Yes, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We always have to be a student when it comes to personal development. That's great. Okay, so Miss Jessica, please, would you have anything to add on to what Dr. Esther Sapon said?
Okay, to add on to what she said, well, we have to continually learn, okay? And as an individual, you have to have a special area where you excel. So I know we have people from finance, people from IT, and so on and so forth. So have an area where you excel. You can't be good or you can't be the best in all the areas. So have one particular area, then excel. Make sure that you excel. Whenever they are looking for someone to teach or someone to in that particular area, they can come to you. One other thing that I would also like to mention is soft skills. Now, when you're writing our CVs, they ask they don't even ask, you yourself will put it on. What are your soft skills? We have communication skills, we have analyzing. Soft skill is anything that you don't use a machine. So anything that's teamwork, they are all examples of soft skills. And so, as an individual who wants to grow, who wants to develop, it is important that as you specialize in your area, you should also obtain certain soft skills that are maybe even relevant in your area and outside your area. So, those are things that I would also like to add.
Thank you so much. So Miss Jessica also
All
highlighted
right, let me.
points of soft skills. All right, Mr. Timothy.
Yeah, let me. For personal development, it's more like growing personally on your own. You don't need to go and sit in a classroom, or you don't need to go to somebody to be taught. Small things you do in your own corner that adds value to you. That's personal development or personal growth. So you can get some soft skills like communication. You need to have a very good communication skills when it comes to talking to people, not only just friends and family, but let's say even on this call, you need to know how to communicate with people. You don't talk anyhow. You have to choose your words carefully. You also need to be adaptive or adaptable. That's also another soft skills. There are some people, let me say, let me use myself as a teacher. I teach science in the class. So let's assume social studies teacher is absent and then we need somebody to occupy that class. If you're adaptive, I mean, going to handle social studies class, you don't need to be an expert in the area before. The basic social studies knowledge you might have had in the past, you can just use that. So ability to change environment easily without any problem or any difficulty, that's what we term as being adaptive. And then you also have to be creative, you know, being creative, being innovative. This all comes with soft skills that make you grow. Thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
okay. Let me.
Hi.
Can I say something? Okay, so the personal development is something that I think everybody needs to be mindful of and pay attention. You have to look at yourself and ask yourself, what am I good at? Or what do I want to do? Or what do I want to become in this time space? Maybe I want to be very good at emceeing a program. So with such a vision or a goal, what do I need to do to become the best of it that even my enemies will clap for me? By setting that goals, you need to be aware of yourself, self-awareness. What do I have in me that can help me to develop or to reach out to these goals? Do I have communication issue? Do I become frightened when I see people? Do I have a very good listening abilities? So you put all these things into perspective. And once you are able to identify what you have in you that will help you to achieve this goal, then you need to learn. Continuous learning, reading books, learning from people, and also sometimes self-practicing. You can just stand in front of a mirror and be reciting certain things to yourself. I do presentation a lot. Sometimes when I'm going out for a very big presentation, I just place a mirror before me and recite it to myself. And I will ask myself, how do I see myself in the mirror? How do I sound? Do I like what I'm hearing? Do I sound well? If not, then what do I need to do? Do I need to make some changes? If the answer is yes, then what are the right books that I need to read? Which people should I be listening to them? Podcast. There are a lot of podcasts around. There are a lot of people making noise in the internet. Some of them are good at what you're doing. So if I want to be very good at what I want to do to develop myself well, then I need to be out there and working on myself. I think that one too will help.
All right, that's great. Thank you so much. Beatrice, I can see your hands up. Can you unmute and speak to us, please?
Yes, please. Thank you very much for this amazing session. And please, my question is that I think when the second speaker was talking, she made mention that we should decide to become the best at one particular maybe area of interest. And I wanted to ask, like, is it that you yourself will just get up and then decide, or like how will you be able to know that maybe if it's the area of finance that I want to become best at? Like, how will you be able to identify the exact area that you would want to master and then become the best at? Because the areas are different.
Okay. I think that question was directed to me, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. So, everyone has a unique skill. We have a lot of people here. We all do the same thing. And the other person. So there is something unique about you, something that when you do, everyone applauds you, okay? But no matter how good you are at that thing, it is not enough. You still need to sharpen it. You still need to work on it. And so my colleagues were saying that it is important to know your strengths and your weaknesses. Perhaps what you even want to do, you have some weaknesses in it that may not even help you. So now that you become aware of it, you now learn how to overcome your weaknesses. I made mention, for instance, if you want to become a nurse and you realize that you lack a lot of patience, you'll be handling a lot of sick people. Okay, and so you need a lot of patience. And you can't be patient in your room. You only become patient when you face your fears, when you come across people who will try your patience. And so you need to learn, you need to ask people who are in the field. I'm glad that this is a mentorship program. This is one way of learning. You have to look for people who are already good in your field and attach yourself to them. They will teach you what you don't know. They will teach you what you need to do and what you have to escape from. So this will help you to become good whatever area that you find yourself in.
Okay, thank you very much. I've been answered. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Buchis, for the question. So now to move on to Mr. Andy. This question goes to you. How does one invest his or her savings?
Okay, thank you very much. Investing your savings. First of all, I want us to get the difference between savings and investments. So, savings refers to money set aside for short-term needs, emergencies, or future expenses. So, I have this money that I might need it within the next month, a week, or something, uh, an immediate needs. So, you put that money aside for so when the time comes, then you can put your hands on it. The objective of savings is just to keep money there, not to earn interest on it. So mostly when you put money in your bank account, you are saving. Mostly the interest that comes on it is very negligible. But people will say, "Oh, I put money in my account and boom, I went to that is not the purpose of savings. Now let's come to what investment is. Investment involve allocating capital to various financial instruments with expectation. Let's cycle that with the expectation of generating income or capital appreciation. So this money or this capital investment that I'm making, my expectation is get a higher returns on this. So with that, you can look out for like real estate, the bonds, and the mutual funds, and the stocks, and the shares, and other things. The primary objective of investment is to get a higher returns on it. Things have a minimal investment, very higher risk. When I say higher risk, it means that there might be a chances that you might even lose the money. So we have to note that. Okay, how do I save? Let me be as practical as possible. I have a goal of buying a car within the next 10 years. My job is giving me 2,000 Ghana cedis in a month. So how do I reach this goal? I have other expenses to take care of. Okay, so with this, I will save, let's say, 10% of the money that comes to you. The ideal percentage is 20% of the money that comes to me every month. And with a month in a year, I'm going to get this much. So when I reach a certain amount of money, then I reinvest it in a higher return venture. So the little drop of money that you are putting aside with the purpose of achieving something higher, that's what we call savings. So every money that comes to you that you regularly get from your side hustling, from your job, from any other money-making ventures, the bank account that you have opened, that you put money into it, you are saving it. So after saving the money, how do I invest this money, savings? That's where you have to think about the bonds, the stock markets, the real estate, and the ETFs and other things. So I've been able to get 4,800. Now what do I do? okay, there's this the TB bill that I can put my money into it. What is the returns? The return is just say 15% per annum. Would that one help me to be able to reach my financial goals? If the answer is no, then I need to look out for other thing else. The stock, they're selling stock that give a return of let's say 25% per annum. So I can look at that area too. So would that one give me the returns that will be able to help me to reach my financial goal? So you put all these things into perspective to be able to know the right areas to invest your savings. Somebody will ask if I should put, let's say, oh, there's this investment going on, the return is 50% a year. Can I invest in such area or ventures? So they say higher returns come with a higher risk, right? So the question is, how will it feel if I lose my money? I wouldn't advise you no or yes, but what I would say is that if you know your risk level, then you'll be able to adjust to know how much to save and where to put your money, so that at the end of the day, it will help you reach your financial goals. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So with what you made mention of, you made it very clear that we save to invest, and then in investing you have to know your risk level in order to so. All right, I'll
Exactly.
on the chance to
Okay, so my next question is directed to Miss Jessica. So how does one maximize opportunities on social media for personal development?
Okay, thank you for the question. I am glad we have someone here. Is it the IT field? He mentioned that he didn't study IT during his basic education, but as he grew, he went online to learn it on his own. And so there are a lot of resources. We have entered an era where technology is everything. Because something is a disruptive technology or so, where technology has come to take over everything. Whatever that you need to do now with technology, within a split second, it's giving you the results. And so there are a lot, and also with the icebreaker, I realized you asked them if they could have only one social media platform, which one would it be and why? So it means that we are aware of all the importance of these social media platforms, but how well are we using them? If you want to become whatever that you need to become, I don't know anything on YouTube that you can, whatever you need to learn is on YouTube. I don't know, I think YouTube is my favorite social media app. And whatever that you need to learn, okay, is on YouTube. ALX, finance, baking, cooking, teaching, even talking. Whatever that you need to do is on social media. So we have to find whatever that you want to do, you have to just go on social media. I would recommend YouTube. I know we have LinkedIn, I know we have Twitter, and so on and so forth. So please, whatever that you want to do, whatever, just Google. Information is everything. Information is what separates one who went to school and gained knowledge. We say the person gained knowledge from someone who sat at home. Information is everything. Nowadays, you don't have to go to school. On social media, you can get all these information there. So whatever that you need, please go on social media, get them, rather than listening and watching videos all day. I know there is time for everything, but whatever that we do, let's value our time and build ourselves now so that we can enjoy in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Jessica. Mr. Timothy, this question is directed to you. So, what are some digital skills in season? What are some digital skills in season? Hello, Mr. Timothy. Okay.
Oh, sorry, I forgot I have muted myself. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So currently there are a number of tech courses, a lot of them. I may not want to limit anyone to one or two of them, but the easier ones to begin with, social media marketing is simple. No coding, knowledge is needed. It's all about your ability to read and your ability to use social media. And since we are all already on the social media, we only need to read to get the technicalities of it. Then you are good to go. Graphic design is also very simple. You don't need any coding language knowledge for that. You can also go in for SEO, what we call search engine optimization. You see, when you go on Google and you search for anything, there's a reason why some results come first and others are at the bottom. Yes, that is called search engine optimization. It's also a tech course that people study and do. So if somebody build their website and they want their website to be ranked first, anytime somebody searches something about them, they may need your skills for that. So with SEO, if you're an SEO person, then you may have to compulsorily learn how to even design the website itself. I don't think you allow somebody to design for you to come and optimize. It doesn't work like that. Then we have quite a number of them. Cybersecurity is also on the rise because of the internet fraud. So cybersecurity has also gained popularity. We have machine learning, artificial intelligence. We have UX, UI design. We have data analytics, data science, a lot of them. The list is actually endless. So it all depends on your interest. Currently, what your interest is, what you wish to study, you can start with that. Just go on Google. If you're interested in maybe cybersecurity, you don't know where to start from, just go on Google, introduction to cybersecurity. You get nice articles. You can even go to YouTube, like my colleague said. A friend of mine also told me that YouTube is a free university. And after a while, I've come to admit that yes, that statement is very true. Most of the courses we are learning in our colleges and paying thousands of cedis for them, we can actually learn all of them on YouTube for free. All we need is a functioning computer and an internet service or internet access. That's it. You stay in your house, a program, somebody will go to university for 4 years. If you are passionate and motivated enough, you can use 1 year to finish it and start making money from it. You get it? So there are a lot. But let's begin with where our interest lies. Then we can build something from there.
All right, thank you, Mr. Timothy.
All right.
Hello, Miss Sandra.
Yeah, hello. I can hear you. Rachel, you raised your hand. Do you have a question, please?
Yes, please.
Okay, please. You can ask your question.
Yeah. So thank you for the great insights. I'm learning a lot. So my question is directed to Miss Lee. Please, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. My question is directed to Mr. Andy. It's about the investments. So with our current economic crisis here in Ghana, how feasible will it be to invest? And then he made mention of treasury bills. Is it even safe to invest your money in such ventures? I mean, at this current moment.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, treasury bill is the safest form of investment that you can make. It's a short-term debt securities issued by the government that have a maturity stage. Let me put it in simple terms. It means that the government needs money to do something. So the government will come to the public and tell us, okay, I need money to do something. If you have money there that you're not using, give it to me for me to use. Within a specific time frame, I'll give the money back to you with a certain amount of interest. So that one the government can't fail to pay because it will collapse our system or our economy. So that one is the safest means of investment. It doesn't mostly come with a higher returns, but you're always sure of getting your money plus some sort of interest on it. Yes, I think recently we heard about haircut or something. That's those that invested in bonds and other financial securities, their money were to reduce due to some mismanagement. Sorry for my words, but the so-called expertise that are supposed to manage our economy. From where we have gotten to, if you want to invest in bonds, this is the right time for you to invest in bonds. Why? Because now the share value is low. Some of us bought it earlier, and when the haircut came, it affected the money that we bought with. So if you bought, let's say, 10,000, you end up having 7,000 or 6,000 in your account. With the hoping that if you decide to take the money now, it means that you're going to get less. Why did I say this is the right time for you to buy? Because the cost of the shares have reduced. So if you have a long-term plan, you buy them, hoping that from the next 5-8 years to come, the economy will stabilize and our stock market will come back into real. And that is where, because you bought the thing for less, if you are to sell it, you sell it for higher. Assuming I bought my, let's say, 100 shares for 50 cedis. I bought 100 shares for 50 cedis. And in the next 8 years, the same 100 shares is costing, let's say, 300 cedis. It means that I've made a whole lot of profit out of it. So now, if you have any investment, then we are withdrawing. That is where the issue comes from, because of our economic state. But if you want to invest in bonds and stocks, this is the right time, because the shares are on the low price or on the lower price. And it shouldn't be something that you are doing to get the money or to take your money within the next 2, 3, or 4 years. That is short and medium term. If you're thinking about a long-term investment, maybe something to complement your retirement plan, then this is the right time for you to buy a share or a bond, because the prices are low. So for you to have a risk-free investment, then you can go in for the treasury bill. Since the government, because it wants to keep its activities running, it will always pay the money and get more. But with the bonds and other things, if you want to do it, if you want to do the near future, 10, 15, 8, 20 years, you buy them now while the prices are low, and in that time the prices will be higher. Then you can get the full benefit out of it. And I wouldn't encourage anybody that have a bond or a share now to go and withdraw, because it's going to have effects on your money. You're not going to even get the capital that you invested, the talk of the interest that it will accrue. So thank you. I hope I've answered your question.
Yes, please. Very well. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, Joseph. Can you ask your question now, please? Joseph, we also can see your hands up. Can you ask your question now, please?
Okay, please. Thank you very much. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, please. I can hear you now.
Okay, please. My question goes to Mr. Timothy, if I'm getting the name right.
Yes.
Okay. So yes. I wanted to ask about, you see, the skills, the soft skills you are supposed to get. I was a bit confused. You see, I'm very passionate about video editing, but then in the course of my stay on the university campus, I realized that graphic design is on higher demand. I like video editing, but then there's a demand on something, so I decided to, shift a bit. But now my question is, I'm asking a question because I'm about to leave the area where the demand is higher to a place. So building such skills, should I still based on my passion, or I should still I should consider the demand on the market at the moment?
Okay, so you want to shift from video editing to which other area now?
Okay, so I'm very passionate about video editing, but then the demand on campus was higher with graphic design.
Okay.
So I shifted. But I just feel I'm still into the video editing, but just that the demand shifted my whole interest to graphic design. So as I'm leaving
Okay.
campus where the demand is higher to a place where the demand is lower, should I still focus on my passion?
I would suggest you work on both of them because video and graphics, they are like twins. They move hand in hand. We do videos for TV and for most of the video viewing platforms. But how about platforms that do not have video access to it? Let's say billboards. This is election year. You see a lot of campaign flyers here and there. Those ones are not videos. So being a video tech guy, adding up with graphic design, that is a very good combination. Don't leave the video behind. Now you're on campus, so if the demand is for the graphics, go for it. While you are going for the graphics, still be keeping yourself updated with the video trends. Probably new softwares will be coming in, new tools will be coming in. Be learning how to use them too. You don't know what may come up. One day somebody just come in, Charlie, do this for me. Your mind day, then quickly you do it for them. You take your gig. You're good to do. All right. So keep both of them.
Okay, sure. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, I can see DK Godo. Your hand is up. Can you ask a question, please?
Yes, please, can you hear me?
Yes, please, I can hear you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Please, my question is in two folds. So, hearing about this stocks and bonds, treasure bills, investment and stuff, for us newbies, that we do not know where exactly or where to start from. If, say, I want to invest in a treasure bill or a bond right now, yeah, so I was saying that I have two questions. And the first one is for us, let's say if someone is a newbie hearing today about treasure bills and treasure bonds, stocks and stuff, but they don't know exactly how they are going to invest or even where they are going to invest. So maybe if they have some materials to read on, or they have a place that they can point a finger and say that if you go to this particular place, this is where you invest your money in treasure bill or treasure bond. And then the second question is with the increasing or with the rise on digital investment or maybe digital currencies in the space of cryptocurrency, how do you or what's your take on investment on these digital currencies? Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, boss. So when they come to you ask about where to invest in bonds and these shares, we have brokers that's or brokerage firms that works on this, and the financial security firms. There's one that I use, which is a digital one. It's called Achieve. So that one is very easy to operate. I think it's run by Petra Securities. They are an investment company in Ghana, and they are in links with another company from I think UK. So first thing that you need to do is to read about what you want to invest in. You want to invest in stocks, read about stocks. You read about stocks. Get a book, go online, and you can even walk to the bank and ask them questions about it. They will be able to advise you on which one will best fit your financial situation. Yes, there are digital ones, as I made mention of Achieve. As they have the app that you download that mostly you contribute in bits, 30 cedis, 50 cedis on the regular intervals. That will all sum up to a certain amount, and you'll be able to monitor in real time whether you are earning or you are you are not earning. So once you know what to invest in and you are ready to do it, go to the bank or find any brokerage firm and seek for an advice that this is what I want to do and I have this much. Can you advise me on which area that I can invest in and what am I supposed to do? They will take their time and educate you so that you wouldn't um, put your money somewhere that at the end of the day you are going to face difficulties in getting your money back. Yes, the online uh, investments are good, but know who is running it, what institution is behind it, what are the partners, what are the investors. So once you get to know, do they have accreditation? If you have become convinced that all this curiosity have been satisfied, sometime before I invested in that chief, I called their office and asked them their partners. I even asked for their certifications. They sent it to me, verify it with a friend from Security and Exchange Commission, verify it with a friend from a SEC, and they confirmed that yes, they're in good standing before I started buying my bonds and my TBs and other investment things that they have. We have other ones that sometimes have to you invest in, you pay in cedis, they convert it into dollars, and when you are it's called secure or something, and when you need it, they will convert the money back into cedis. So if this the dollar have appreciated against the cedis, it means that you're going to get a little bit of amount or a profit on it. So my brother, it's good to think that way, but take your time. It's a money that you're going to spend. Take your time, read about it, go to the brokerage firms or the banks, ask questions. They'll be able to direct you on what to do, or find an expert and seek for the person's guidance and counseling. I think you'll do fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so Jessica Mau.
Hi. Yeah, I want to ask Mr. Andy. We've heard about treasury bills. What about fixed deposits? What's the difference between the two? And which one would you recommend for us as young people? Which one would you recommend between treasury bills and fixed deposits? Thank you.
Okay, so once again, it will all boil down to your financial goals and your financial objectives. The fixed deposit, you have a specific period of time that you need the money. Let's say 5 years, 10 years, 7 years, 12 years. But the treasury bill, it have a minimum expiry date of 1 year, of which you can roll over if you so wish. But you can't say you are taking it for 2 years from what I know. So based on your financial goals and the amount that you are putting and in place, if you have about, let's say, 50,000 to invest, I wouldn't recommend a treasure bill because the returns on it is somehow not that much. As if you are to put it into work, let's say you are investing it into business, the returns that you have in a year will be quite higher than putting it in the bank. So with that, I will encourage you to put it in a fixed assets, real estate, land, property, business, something that will generate a high return, of which, remember, the risk is also higher. But with a financial prudence, you'll be able to navigate your way through. If you want to invest in business, know the business that you want to run, the costs that come with it, the market terrain, the target people, and how you're going to manage your income alongside with your expenses. If you are investing in the land, of which I highly recommend, Two people can come together. Okay, this place is far from town. The community is still developing. They are selling lands at a price of, let's say, 10,000. I have 5,000. We have 5,000. Let's purchase this land. Let's give ourselves 5, 10 years. You sell this land for about 50,000 or 60,000. This fixed asset appreciate in values. So as I said, once you know your financial goals, you'll be able to know where to invest in. As a starter or beginner, maybe you are still getting like 2,000 a month. I will first advise you to be savings. The little that you get, to put it in this short-term investment like the treasury bill. So if you're able to accrue a lot or quite substantial amount of money, then you graduate into this fixed deposit or investing in a capital asset that will be able to yield a higher returns for you. I hope I've answered your question well.
Yes, please. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right. Thank you so much. I can see Mr. Alfred Afizi's hands up.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, please, can you hear me?
Yes, please. We can hear you.
All right, thank you. Yeah, so actually I asked the question and I sent as a text message. So I think later on Mr. Andy can answer that. But it's just a contribution I want to make based on the question from the last two person about the investment that Mr. Andy addressed. So I just want to share, some views on it that might be helpful. So as the young man asked previously, that what about with those that are newbies into this so-called investment and stuff? And he asked of some of the platforms. I'll share my experience by saying there is the EcoBank Treasury Bill for all, and you don't need to have bank account with EcoBank. You just need to dial *770# for all networks, or if you want to be sure, you can just visit any EcoBank vendor. They'll help you with the process, and it's just a minimum of, I think, 5 cedis for the treasury bill. And as Mr. Andy said, if you want this kind of short-term investment, then you go in for the treasury bill. And as of 29th of last month, the rate is about 27%. So if you have 5 cedis, maybe, oh, these 5 cedis, I'll not use it now. I mean, for it to be just the idle, I think you can just use this platform with any network with EcoBank Treasury Bill for all. And I think it will be helpful. And we have 90 days. We have, about 3 different categories. You can go for 1 year, you can go for 90 days. After 90 days, you can go for your money anytime. Even if you do today and tomorrow you want to take your money, it's easy. They'll just deposit and they'll calculate the interest and you can get the money back. So that's what I want to share. And additionally, with the long term, as Mr. Andy also said, if you are a risk taker, as all the panelists say to us that we should be risk takers, you go in with business and you grow it. However, if you are a person like me who doesn't want to take risks in some cases, especially when it comes to money, you can also go to the bank. Actually, I bank with EcoBank. That is why I'm talking in view of this. They also have these stocks and stuffs that you can also go in for, especially for long term, for 5 years, for 10 years. And they have a lot of opportunities. So as Mr. Andy said, the best is just go to the banks. Just go to, we have different banks. So you can try all the banks, go to them, talk to them. What do you want? Tell them. Then whatever advice they have, they'll let you know. Thank you very much.
You are welcome. So I think Alfred also has another question in the chat box. He says, Mr. Thank you, Mr. Andiminta, for your valuable input. To those who earned less than 1,000 cedis, even 500 cedis, what would you advise in terms of investment? Because in your statement, you have mentioned about 4,000 cedis.
Okay, thank you very much, Alfred. So I made mention of a food being a reward for our labor. And I made mention of, let me compare these two fruits. We have watermelon, which is bigger, and uh, um, orange, which is smaller, or guava, let's put it that way. So if you say guava is too small, so I will eat the food part and chew the seed. It means that tomorrow you are not going to have a guava to eat. So if it doesn't matter how much you're earning, there's this I do financial planning rules that I will share at the end of the program. The 50, I call it the 50 30 20 rules, of which 50% have to go into your essential needs, 30% have to go to your personal needs, and 20% into your savings. So on the cap, every money that you receive, 20% should go into your savings, no matter how small or big it is. Do not overlook on the little things. When I was transferred to Takrady, I love saving coins. So within 2 years, I decided to put coins aside. When I go to work, I come coins, I pack them. And within 2 years, you'll be surprised how much I was able to save out of coins. The 1 CD surprise you that even if you should save only coins, how much that you get. So I was able to get a lot. It was around 2,000 something. Yeah. Then I converted it and I opened an account with Fidelity. It's called Flip Account. The future leader something something. That's yielding uh, returns for me. So it doesn't matter you're earning 500 cities or even 100 cities. 20% purpose it in your heart. 20% is for my savings, and put that 20% aside. Do not think that is too small. Let me wait. Oh, today, this month, the 20 cities, next month, maybe 40 cities. Before you realize, then the whole year have gone by, you haven't saved a penny. Be consistent in your savings. You can even do automatic transfer so that when the money hits into your account, then directly that's money, the percentage amount of money that you want to put aside will go into that your savings account. And with that, you'll be surprised within 2 3 years the amount of money that you'll be able to save. And you can pick that bulk money and invest it into something that will give you a higher returns, be it business or um, um, short long-term investment or something. So my brother, it doesn't matter how much you are saving, you're getting at the end of the month. And mind you, when we say income does not limit you to your job salary. There are small coins that you're getting from side hustling. People are dashing you money and that things. People lose sight of those things. At the end of the day, we ask ourselves, how was I able to spend all this amount of money in the month? Ghana for a magic. And at the end of the month, the money that you spend is more than how much you receive. No, you are not doing any magic. Have you forgotten the little money that Brakoku sent you? Antiama, when you visited Antiama, the money that Antiama gave it to you. All these are your source of income that you need to factor into your income portfolio. Once you're able to keep track of all this, at least you have an idea of how much comes into your mind, your hands every month, and how much you're supposed to calculate out of the money and put aside. So, Alfred, I think I hope I've been able to answer your question.
Okay, Alfred says yes, thank you in the chat box. I can see Bella Bell's hands up. Can you ask your question, please?
Okay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Please, my own is a little bit contribution. I wanted to add to the last speaker's on. So what he was saying concerning the saving. There is this thing called yellow save. I don't know if much of most of us have heard about it. So before you transfer into your Fidelity Flip account or the Echo Bank or I think we can also practice that one. You register via star 170 and then you will decide the amount they should deduct from your mobile money. Every morning, automatically it will be deducted. For example, you choose 5 cities. Every day they will deduct 5 cities. And then you gather your money over there because some of us we will plan that we want to do susu in our savings box and then later on we will just open the susu and then we'll go and spend it. To avoid that, I think we can save there and then we transfer it into our investment account or our savings account, and that one is going to help us. That's my little suggestion.
All right, thank you so much, Amma. Alfred, can you ask your second question, please?
I think the
I
second
wasn't.
question, he's talking about those that want to make money overnight. There's something that I always advise people not to do. I don't want to remind anybody of any incident, but I remember when Men's Gold came, I was at Takwa. Then I went to their office, met the manager, and we were discussing, and I was asking questions. So when I came home, I sat down and took my pen, started doing calculations. That okay, if they are giving me 120% on my investment for a year, then I might be dealing with something serious. Whether a very high risk venture or we are blacks, we believe in this sikadru and those kind of things or something like that. So I sat, did the calculation. I said, no, this can be sikadru. So which means they're dealing in a very high risk venture. So a friend of mine was working with Beach. By that time, I was working with Beach Capital. He was with the pension scheme. So their manager came to Takwa. Then we're discussing about this. They said, oh, let's go and ask questions. We asked questions, then we all agreed that this is not, it's a no-going area. The following week, I was there, he gave me a call. I said, Charlie, I've this Men's Gold thing, my bad baby. So there's this certificate that's supposed to give it to me. Go and pick it up for me. I'm like, oh, we agree that this thing is very, very dangerous. Say, if you can't beat them, you join them. So what I'm trying to say is that getting rich overnight is something that we shouldn't think of. If it happens to you, praise the Lord. But consistency and discipline is the ultimate thing here. Rome was not built in a day. That little drop of money that you are putting aside, as my sister said, that 5 CDs, 10 CDs, 1 CD that you're dropping aside, you're putting aside, will turn out to become something big for you in the near 5, 7, 8, 10, 15 years to come. But we are always in a hurry to get money. So I wouldn't advise that as you have started, there's scammers in front. How should I put it? There are these scammers all over, and to the point that they have even taken it to the television. Bring 100 CDs and I'll give you 5,000 CDs. bring 50 cities and I'll give you 10,000 cities. If the person have 10,000 cities, why would the person ask you for 50 cities? So sometimes you should be forward thinking. We should act smart. That God, if God want to bless you, God is going to bless you based on your handiwork, not in a fortnight or an overnight riches. So let's try to be disciplined, consistency in our pursuit to become rich. Let's try to put something aside and be consistent with it, and read to broaden our knowledge in areas that we can take advantage or opportunities in. As my brother said, you can invest in business. That cocoa seller that you don't respect. There's one woman in Accra that I invested in her business. The woman sells kinky. He told me that, look, my business I call from Misika from. So I want you to help me, give me a loan. And with this loan, I'll pay you back. So I sat her down, asked her a question. So how much do you sell in every day? He did the calculation and I saw that it's a lot. And people always buy. So I told her, okay, I'll give you 2,500 cedis. And this is what I want you to do. I want you to be marking susu for me every day, 5 cedis. Can you do that? So yeah, I can do that. I can be marking susu for you 5 cedis. For how many? For 2 years. So okay, fine, I can do it. And I told her that if you need more money, she should come. Then we sit down, we negotiate. And you know something, within, I think, 1 year, 4 months or 6 months or something, they would share that 2,500 maybe. And the woman was still making money. Don't overlook the little things. When somebody needs help, the person say, I want a loan. Look at what the person is doing, the business. Is there any means that you can cash in? Sit down, sit down and arrange with a person. Okay, I want you to be doing this for me. I want you to be marking susu for me this much for this number of period. And I'm giving you this money to invest in your business. And also be certain of the person that you are investing in his or a business. Is it someone who is very serious to do their business, or he just needs money to take care of certain things? So our advice that we should cast our mind, we should open up our mind, cast our net wide, and also be consistent in saving money and discipline. And once we do this, believe me, the right opportunity will come for us to take advantage of it. And the money that you want an overnight, it will come. But for now, we shouldn't rush. Immediately we hear anything, then we're all jumping into it. So once we learn how to take care of the little things, I think the big things will take care of itself when the right time comes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Andy. You have to start with the little things. God bless you. So this question is directed to Dr. Esther Sapon. How does one brand him or herself as a young person?
Hi, Sandra. Thank you for the question. How does one brand him or herself as a young person? So, first of all, the question is, what is personal branding? What is personal branding? Personal branding is a conscious effort, an intentional one, yes, to create and influence public perception of you. It's a process of defining and promoting what you stand for as an individual. So this is me, Esther. This is how I want the public to see me. And so I put in that conscious effort to make them know that, to make them build that perception about me. So the first thing is start from within, start from yourself. So everything starts from the brain, right? The brain controls all the everything in the body. So start from yourself, psych yourself that this is what you want to be. Secondly, define your unique strengths, values, and passion. Define your unique strength, values, and passion. I believe that there is something really magical about writing things down. So I would advise all of us that if you want to Please get write everything. Write your strength, write your weaknesses, accept them. Create a consistent, authentic personal brand across different platforms. So wherever you go, you know that this is you. Showcase your skills, that achievements and aspirations. They would attract opportunities for you. So if this is what you want to do, this is your brand. Work your brand. Work your brand. Also, surround yourself with people that will influence your brand positively. Most of the times you'll be working with people, and even the dress you wear, crown, they'll be like, oh, this one there. I remember I used to have a friend, and then sometimes if I wear a dress and maybe I'm working with someone who'll be like, oh, you're looking nice. She'll be like, now we there and your fools. Like, you get it. So sometimes know who to work with. Work with people that will influence you positively and have that growth mindset. Be ready to learn and unlearn. If you really want to create a brand for yourself, be ready to unlearn. Maybe the direction you are going is wrong, and someone alert, oh please, this thing, I think you should do it this way. Be ready to unlearn and learn a new skill. And have your dress and your style. Have your dress style. Have your dress and have your style. I remember sometimes when my sister wants to buy me something, she'll be like, Esther, I've seen this thing, it's very nice, but I think it's not your style. So she knows I have my style. This is my style of dressing. So there are some things that is my brand. It's my personal branding. So I have some things, I have my style, I walk my style, I dress my style, and I do things my style. So we have to have this brand, but everything starts from us. Start from yourself. Start from within. Psych yourself. Be ready to do it. It's achievable. It won't be easy. It's not going to be a one night thing or and you grow, get new ideas, you get new ways to go with your things. So yes, please start from yourself. Psych yourself to achieve. With that, you'll build the confidence to brand yourself. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Esther. Thank you so much. So my next question is directed to Miss Jessica. So how does one build his or her self-confidence?
Okay, thank you, Resmond. Before I answer that question, I would like to add on to what Dr. Esther said. She mentioned about having core values, and that is very important. As an individual, you should have a set of principles that guides your life, okay? So every individual should have a core value or core values. And when you have them, please be consistent. Personal branding, don't be like today I'm like this, tomorrow I'm next. Be consistent in whatever that you do. It is very important. And I like what she said, dress how you want to be addressed. Okay, so if you want to be addressed as a respected person, dress as such. And I'll move on to my question, how to build self-confidence. Well, we have been saying learn, that it is very important. And it's important to learn, unlearn, and relearn. If they ask you to do something and you're afraid, one of the major reasons is you probably don't know what to talk about, or you probably don't know what the thing is about. And so when you have lack of knowledge about something, it becomes intimidating, you become very anxious about how to go about it. So it is important to learn. When you learn, it builds your confidence. And one other thing I'd like to add is you have to face your fears in order to build self-confidence. You know, we have been talking a lot this morning or afternoon, be financially stable, how to brand. But the difference between some of us here is that we get inspired, but others will actually go ahead and act on whatever we have said today because they were actually confident about whatever we've spoken about. And so after you've had enough knowledge, it is important to act on it, face your fears, whatever is troubling you, whatever is making you think that you can't do it. You're a human being, you make mistakes. It is normal. It is absolutely normal. So be ready to face your fears, be ready to confront your fears, and also change negative self-talk. It is very important that sometimes when they ask you to do something or when you want to do something like, hey, mommy, can I really do this thing? No, you can. I mean, if you could not, they wouldn't have asked you to do it. So whatever that you are asked to do, whatever thing that you want to do in life, learn about it, build knowledge, okay? Then as you face your fears, remove any self-doubt, remove any negative talk. That is how you'll be able to build your confidence. With that, I would like to add 5 love languages, okay? Most of the time when we hear about practicing self-care, I like to say practicing self-care. And when about that, I would like to talk about 5 love languages. I'm sure if you know any of the 5 languages, you can type it in the chat box here. So as humans, okay, whenever we hear love languages, we think that it is a way to express our love to other people. But what about yourself? How are you treating yourself? Okay. Yes, someone mentioned quality time. How often do you even spend time? Because most of the time we are moving from lectures, we are going here. Yeah. How often do you even have enough time for yourself? Acts of service, very good. What do you do for yourself? Like you should be able to have enough when you do all these things. Words of affirmation. When was the last time you bought something for yourself? You work so hard, you are doing so well, yet you're unable to even buy something for yourself. Do you know all of these things? I once read that if you are going for an interview and you want to be confident, wear everything new, like your underwear, your pardon me to say this, your underwear is like your bras and on. Please wear something new because if you are wearing a tattered underwear, it would even reduce your confidence. Okay. And so all these things are important. Face your fears, have self-love, admit the 5 love languages, please practice them on yourself. Physical touch. When was the last time you went to the salon to perm your hair? Your hair is always basa. I mean, how would you even be able to become confident whenever you see someone passing by? You think that, oh, this person is even talking about. No, no, no. You have to work on yourself. You have to practice self-love. And all of these will help you to build your self-confidence. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Wow, that's very insightful. I have a question for Mr. Andy. Thinking about investment, savings, how many bank accounts do you think an individual should have? And then should it be associated with specific banks?
Okay, thank you very much. Please, am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, please, we can hear you.
Okay. The number of bank accounts really doesn't really matter. It depends on what you are saving towards. So if I can have one bank account, but for a purpose, or I can have as many as I want. So the question should be, how should I disperse my finances? If you put it that way, yeah, then I think it will give me more room to express myself. So how should I disperse the money that comes to my hands in terms of savings? I have, if you want to have a long-term investment, then savings, and yeah, ideally it's supposed to be 2, but it depends on what you are investing in. Is it stock? Is it bond? Is it a TB? Or you're just having a normal savings? So the number of bank account that you have will depends on what you are investing or saving in. There's this other that says do not put your basket, do not put your egg into one basket. Yeah, sometimes it's a tree that says that yeah, that one too is true. So if I should have 3 investment accounts, that is giving me virtually the same returns. Then why don't I make them and get the same returns? I'm going to get the same interest anyway. But the credibility of that institution also come to play here. Maybe I don't trust the first bank. I don't trust the second bank with my money. I'll still have the third bank. If that is the fact, then you did not do your background checks well. So you do your background checks of the bank that you want to put your money there. Satisfy yourself with their certification and their accreditation and those kind of things. Then you know what you want to invest in. Do that bank have all the investment packages? You compare once you are satisfied with bank A or bank fine. So I will say with bank A and invest with bank B. So all these factors come into play for you to be able to know the number of bank accounts that you have and how much your savings. If I had your last questions right. So once you get the number of bank accounts, once you know what you're investing towards and what you want to invest in and your financial goal, then you limit yourself to one or two, maximum three banks that you think they offer a competitive rate in terms of returns. And once you are very sure that your money is safe and it wouldn't be messed up, the next day you wake up and say, it's a bank in a go beyond. You have to go and form a very long queue and be cursing people. So do your background checks well, know what you're investing towards, know your financial goals, and take the right decision. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, I think Bella Bell's hands is up. Hello, Amma. Please, you have a question?
No, please. It was the first one.
Oh, okay. All right. Then, Rosemond, you can take over.
Okay. So my next question is directed to Mr. Timothy. So where does one start from if he or she wants to learn digital skills? And also, what are some of the opportunities?
All right. Thank you very much.
Hello,
Let
Mr.
me
Timothy.
use. Yes,
Mr.
can you hear
Timothy,
me?
I'm not done with my question.
Okay. All right.
All right. So where does one start from if he or she wants to learn a digital skill? And also, what are the opportunities available in the digital space?
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you.
So let me use myself as an example. Okay. When I was in level 300, yes, that was when this whole idea of IT thing came to mind. I saw a friend who was doing biochemistry, but he was in level 400, my senior. I was in level 300 then. And this guy was doing computer programming and all of that. I didn't really understand. So the guy told me, Charlie, I should find something in the IT to pursue. So I started looking out for workshops and seminars. And luckily for me, there was one on campus. I registered, I participated, and they gave us a broad intro to the whole tech with the various skill sets and job opportunities. So I had to do research on my own, look into each of them. So I made a list. I made a very long list of the IT related courses and programs. Then I started with the first one. Read about it. What do they do? What do I need to know before I can work in that field? Went to second one, went to third one. I didn't even exhaust my list. Then I decided to start with digital marketing first because I realized that one was simple. That one didn't involve coding. And since I don't have any computer programming background, that would be easier for me. And so if you find yourself in this position, you want to start but you don't know where to start from, I also entreat that you make a list of the IT programs. If you go on Google, you just search for hard hard skills. We call them hard skills, or you can say computer related skills. But you can also go to Coursera, Coursera, Course Plus RE. It's a very big learning platform only for IT related courses. Okay, so if you go there too, you will see a lot of them. You can navigate through it, then get a list from there. Then you can make research on each of them. The one that interests you based on the skill sets required, then you can start from there. Are we okay? But when it comes to the learning platforms too, like I mentioned earlier, YouTube is a free university. I recommend you begin from there. So if it is data science you want to learn, if it is Python you want to learn, if it is e-commerce or drop shipping, affiliate marketing, any of them, start from YouTube. YouTube is free. You don't have to pay for any course there. It's free. So you can start learning the basics from there. The only disadvantage with YouTube is there is no straight outline that will guide you that learn these skills first before this one, before the other one. So when you search, you get a lot of people who have done lessons. People even do courses on them. We have full courses, we have playlists. You can just save some of the playlists for later use and then start going through all of them. If you get a playlist, it makes it easier. But those who compile the videos into playlists, they arrange it in the order in which you are supposed to study. So that one makes it easier. But those who do it single, scattered all around, it becomes a little difficult. So I would recommend for playlists. All right. Sometimes the way the person may be teaching it in the playlist, if it is difficult to understand, then that is when you hold on with the playlist, then go and watch one or two of the singles to understand the concept, then you come back and continue with your playlist. Then you are good to go. I think LinkedIn also have a free learning tool embedded in it. It is called LinkedIn Learning. So those who are familiar with LinkedIn, there's a section like that. You can also learn free courses from there. It's totally free. You can also look at Google. Google has this project they are doing. I think it's called Google Skill Sets for Africa. You can just Google it, Google Skill Set for Africa. They have uploaded tons of IT related lessons, which were designed strictly by Google specialists all around the world. So when you visit there too, you can see quite a number of them. If the one you have chosen, you happen to find it there, you can also enroll over there too. That also is free. I think that project, Google is using it to support Africa when it comes to these digital skills. So it's basically free for we those who are in Africa here. Yeah, but surprisingly, if you go to other learning platforms like Allison or Udemy, these courses are for sale over there. Some people may not know, so they'll go there and go and buy maybe $50, $40. But if it goes to Google Skill Set for Africa, you will get it there for free. And then as you proceed, you may want to build network with people who are already in the field so that they can be guiding you on the do's, don't do this, don't do that. You know, I believe in the fact that there's nothing new under the sun. Mistakes that people have already made, you are not going to do the same mistakes when you can just ask them for them to point you in the right direction and go. So as you begin the journey, some of be having knowledge in some of the areas, just go to them. I want to learn programming. They'll guide you. They tell you use this software, use that software, then you are good to go. Don't waste the time to try and do everything by yourself. You make some unnecessary mistakes and even waste some time. You may even end up learning certain things which may not be relevant to your goal, which is a waste of time. Yeah, so I think, and then you may also want to be participating in workshops too. If you hear of any workshop, it can be online workshop, it's fine. If it's in-person workshops too, it is fine. You can take part and then get additional insights on the course that you have chosen. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much,
please.
Mr. Timothy, for the insight. All right, my last question goes to Dr. Esther. How does one develop a growth mindset?
Thank you, Sandra. Developing a growth mindset is also a process that we have to embrace. The first thing I would like to talk about is we embracing challenges as opportunities for growth and learning. So when Jessica was talking, she keeps saying that face your fears, face your fears, face your fears. And yes, face your fears. You would encounter a lot of challenges, but then embrace them as an opportunity for growth and learning. Learn from your mistakes. When you make mistakes, don't just hold on to the mistakes that you've done. Let it go, but learn from it so that you wouldn't repeat it again. Also, view setbacks as learning experience and maintain a positive attitude. I remember when I was in level 500, I got scammed. I got scammed and they took a huge amount of money from me at some point. So the thing that was actually the reason why I had to study cybersecurity. So that was the trigger, that was the motivation. So even though I was scammed, I had to learn cybersecurity so that I wouldn't let it happen again. So view setbacks as learning experience and maintain a positive attitude. Yes, you've lost your money. Yes, things didn't go well, but it doesn't mean you should stay there like that. No, once you fall, you rise. You fall, yes, but rise and learn from the experience. Also, seek for feedback. Seek for feedback. Seek feedbacks when you're doing something. And I can't say something like dear Ocha Sano or chia. When you are doing something, ask please, how do you think this is going? Are you sure it's okay? What do you think I can do? I need to change something? Ask for feedbacks and adapt to change. If you have to change something, please adapt to it, change it, and focus on continuous improvement. So the goal, you have a vision, you have a goal to reach, and that is where you have to focus on. You have to focus on your goal, not on the setbacks. No, you fall, you rise, you move on. Don't care about what people think about you. There are a lot of people that when you're this girl, she's too knowing, she's too this, she's this. Please don't care about them. You have a target to reach, and that is where you are going. Do not heed to naysayers. You see, we have people that always are always negative, like they always have something bad to say about whatever you are doing. Even if you are feeding thousands of people, they will say that you just want people to see that you have money. They wouldn't even see the positive aspect of what you are doing. Even if you are giving out your last money, they will still think that you want people to do this, you want people to think that. Don't heed to them. Don't heed to naysayers. Just be you. You have a target to reach. You have a goal to reach. Develop that mindset. Once you develop that mindset, you are good to go. You will reach, and you will actually be proud of yourself, because you'll be proud of your growth. You'll be proud of yourself that you've actually gotten that far. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So my last question goes to Miss Jessica. How does one build social currency?
Hi, thank you very much for the question. So most of the time when we talk about social currency, we are talking about how to influence the society as a whole, okay? And you know that before you have to get to the society, you have to meet people. There are a lot of us who are introverts, including me. So it is very important to know the type of temperament that you have. I know we have four main types of temperament: how the sanguine, the choleric, phlegmatic. Which one is the last one? Yes, so you have to know the kind of temperament that you have, the advantages of being that particular temperament. If you are a sanguine, it means that naturally you're outgoing, okay? You like to go out, you like to talk to people, you don't have any scare doing that. And so it is important that you know the kind of temperaments that you have so that you'll be able to work on how to influence people. So the first thing, after learning your temperament, it is important to engage people, okay? Because you can't live alone. We live in a society. And so it's important to attend events like what we are having now. You could also attend events that are in person. I remember, I think it was last week, my church held a program and they asked me to be the MC. And I was so scared. I was like, God, what am I going to do? I mean, I want to do this, but it's a bit challenging for me. I didn't know how to even go about it. But then I was like, nah, people think I'm an extrovert because when I am a good conversationalist, but I'm actually an introvert. I don't like to talk that much. So people think that because I can stand in front of multitudes of people to talk, like I'm okay. No, I am not. It's just that I know how to, with time, I'm still learning. It's a process. I'm learning how to influence people with whatever that I am doing. And one thing that I would also like to say is that whatever that you do, there is this quote in the Bible that says, whatever that you do, do it with all your heart, as if you are doing it for God and not for man. And so, whatever thing that you are being given, please do it with all your heart. People would see it and people would appreciate, okay? People would see the kind of influence you have on them. People would want you to be doing more of that. The other thing too I would like to say is that be a good listener. We have a lot of people, they always want to talk about themselves. Any conversation that they have is all about themselves. In order to influence society, in order to influence other people, you have to be a good listener, listen to what they have to say, and also help them. I think that one of the challenges we have with our politicians, this is my personal opinion, is that they don't have compassion, okay, because they have not been in our situation before. So they don't understand that the ordinary Ghanaian doesn't, people are struggling to even have 3 square meals, or even sometimes just a meal, because they have never been in that situation before. So to influence people, it is important that you be compassionate towards others. And last but not least, be positive, be optimistic. People would like to be around people who are positive. If you're in my circle and always you're telling me, oh, this one you're always putting my spirit down. No, I wouldn't like to be around you, okay? So it's important that you influence people positively. Even when the situation is bad, like she said, like Dr. Esther said, find something positive out of it. Like she was calmed and now she went to learn about crypto. That is something good out of nothing, you know. So whatever that is happening around you, find the positives and influence people in that regard. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Hello, Mr. Andy.
Yes, madam. Okay, I didn't hear your question. If you ask me.
Yeah, I was saying that we are wrapping up. So
Okay.
I'll give you a minute to give us your final word.
Okay. So thank you very much for the opportunity. So I will say that financial management is very crucial for achieving your financial security and reaching your long-term goals. From this presentation, the most important thing to do is to invest in your savings. You manage your personal finances well, and also to become a financial literate. Maximizing your income over your expenditure is very important. Always try to earn more than you spend, and also cultivate the habit of budgeting, making a budget for your monthly incomes or any money that comes into your mind. I would like us to practice this, those that earn monthly income in the form of salary. One, if you earn salary, then you are about 25 years, then you're still staying with your parents. treat your rent as part of your expenditure. 35% of your income should go into your rent, which means that if I'm lucky enough that mom and dad have a building and me staying in my building, that 35% should go to be part of your savings or your investment. A time might come that you may not be in the house, you have to move. Once you have cultivated that habit, it wouldn't be difficult for you to adjust and it wouldn't bring any financial bottleneck. So if at the end of the day, I live with my parent, then ideally I want to live in a room of not more than 200 cedis, assuming 200 cedis. Every month I should set that 200 cedis aside, add it to my savings, and invest or put it in my savings account and invest them. I want us to practice this 50, 30, 20 rule. The 50, 30, 20 rule says that 50% of your income should go into your essential needs. The essential needs that should include your rent and anything that you use at home. Then 30% should go to your personal needs. Your personal needs, that's something that you do for yourself. And 20% should go into your savings. My main decision is on the savings. Try as much as possible to be able to put at least 20% of your income into your savings. And you are never going to regret it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, so we'll move on to Miss Jessica. Your final words, please.
Okay, thank you very, very much. Once again, personal development or personal growth, it's a journey. It's not a destination, okay? It's a process that will take time. But as an individual, you have to remember to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Then have the confidence, you have it in you, have the confidence, have the confidence to do whatever that you want to do. Just make sure that you have a plan and stay on that plan. Thank you very much. And I'd like to leave and allow you guys to continue. Thank you.
Oh, it was such a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for your time. God bless you so much. We are very grateful and have learned a lot from you. Okay, please before you leave, can you leave your all right, I think we would have to contact her for her handles because someone has asked for it in the chat box. But then our next person to give us their final words is Mr. Timothy. Mr. Timothy, please, can you help us out with your final words?
All right. I've already said a lot, but what I would like to conclude with is that when it comes to personal building, personal development, building social currency, having and cultivating the habit of savings, all of this is very essential as humans that we may want to put them into practice. And for those of us who already have career in tech, that's wonderful. But for we those who are still in school and then probably our trajectory doesn't look like we'll be having career in tech, probably medicine, lawyer, doctor, any of those fields. You can add tech to it as your side hustle. Yeah, in this country, I would advise that you lean on only one source of income. So, as a part-time doctor or a full-time doctor, you may want to have some form of digital skills that you can use to earn something on the side. So at the end of the month, you get a salary from work. For even the IT stuff, sometimes you don't even have to wait for the month to end. You request for a service, I do it for you maybe 2 or 3 days. I take my money, I'm gone. That's how it works. So I will entreat everyone on the call to have multiple sources of income. That way we can cultivate the 50, 30, 20 rule that we've learned today so that everything can work perfectly for us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So finally, we'll have Dr. Esther Sapon.
Okay.
Please, I would like to remind us all of what we've studied today. Let's not forget to be an invaluable asset wherever we go. Always give your best. Practice emotional intelligence. Dress well. Look your best all the time. Smell good. Stay true to yourself. Educate yourself daily. Be willing to say no and make time to connect with God. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure having you all. Thanks for your audience.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you all as well. Please, with our facilitators, can you kindly share your social media handles or ways in which we can connect with you in our chat box? It would be very great to connect with you. All right, so at this moment, I'll kindly call upon Miss Stephanie to give us the vote of thanks. But before Miss Stephanie comes, we have a gift package for all of us, which is a practical way we can use Canva in our businesses and in academics. So if you would like to have that section, you would have to stay in for additional 20 to 30 minutes. Can we please have Miss Stephanie to give us the vote of thanks? Miss Stephanie, please, can you hear me?
Yes, please, I can.
All right.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, dear.
First and foremost, I would like to thank God for the opportunity to gather here to learn and then connect with one another. A heartfelt thank you goes to our esteemed facilitators for leading this insightful discussion. Your expertise and guidance have been invaluable in fostering the discussion. I would also like to express my sincere appreciation to our wonderful mentor, Ms. Grace Asanta Chimisi, without whom this program wouldn't have been a success. Your continued support and encouragement are instrumental in our growth and development. To all fellow mentees, thank you for actively participating and sharing your perspectives. Your contributions have enriched the discussion and created a truly collaborative environment. Finally, a round of applause to our amazing audience. Your presence and engagement have added another dimension to this successful webinar. Thank you all for making this webinar a truly enriching experience. God bless you all. Amen. Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, please. I'm done.
Yeah, sorry, my microphone was mute. Thank you so much, Stephanie. And then thanks to everyone who made this possible. God bless you all. I'd like to give a few minutes to our host, Miss Grace, to give us a short presentation. Thank you. Miss Grace, please, are you online? Can you hear me?
Under really presentation. Anyway, I'm here. Hello, everyone. Thank you for staying up until now. It's been like over 2 hours, but you guys are still here. I'd just like to let you know that the recording of the summit will be uploaded on YouTube. I actually could not record, but I did a screen record, so it's fair enough. And I mean, you can get all the juicy information you had today if you want to go back to it. So I'll upload it on my YouTube. I will show you so that's my YouTube. I'll just put in the link to the YouTube in the discussion chat box so that you can take notice of it and then you can go back there maybe in a day or 2 days time to go and rewatch and get all the information you need. And please don't forget, sorry, this is my YouTube. Please don't forget to subscribe when you go there. Yes. The second thing I would want to say is that this is a yearly mentorship, and so the next cohort is being launched on the 1st of June. So if you want to enroll in the next cohort, it's like a 1-year mentorship. We meet every Sunday. Well, depending on the agreement of mentees, it's either Saturday or Sunday. And we treat various topics. I uploaded some of the topics here, as you can see, navigating romantic relationship. So we have um, four areas: spirituality, relationship, career building, and personal growth. So if you want to enroll on the third cohort, you can look for me on all social media platforms except TikTok and Twitter. My name is Grace Atantoa Chimeti, especially on LinkedIn. You can find me on Facebook and on IG. I think the third one I will talk about is, after listening to all of these things, you just don't have to sleep over it. Pick the things that you are not doing and then start practicing it. Don't start with a huge goal, but start with smaller goals. So if you have a huge goal of, they said you have to read a lot, and so you want to read like maybe 5 books within the year, break it down into chapters. And so I have a very simple sheet that you use to assess yourself every day. It's on my seller account. You can get it for free. If you can see it here, it's free. So you can just download it and then you can take yourself. I have a list of items you can do within the day. It can be devotion, reading, like accomplish your task for the day. That can be like your school tax or your work tax, a list of other things, and you can edit it as well. So you can get this and you start your personal good journey. I have other books there, meal prepping book, and then my latest book that's coming up. It's on pre-order. You can also get that one at a very cheap price, especially for you. That is 15 cedis for now, but when it is being launched on 1st June, it will be 35 cedis. So you can go there to pre-order, and then on 1st June, you will get the book in your email. But I will entreat you to get the self-assessment sheet and start assessing yourself every day, because Socrates said something. He said, an unexamined life is not worth living. So every day you have to examine yourself. When you are coming to sleep, what did you do? What did you not do? And this cheat sheet has really helped me for a number of years. So yeah, you should get it. And you should get the book too. It's a documentary of how I started my personal grooming journey. For me, I thought that I started it very late because it was around like 24. And now I regret it. I'm like, if I knew better. And that's why I took it upon myself when I got the edge from the Holy Spirit. And then it wasn't easy. I had to. It's like a confidence kind of step, because you are putting yourself out there and all of that. But so far, God has been faithful. So I've documented all of them from the time I realized I needed to grow myself up until now that I'm still growing. But at least within the 5 years, or yeah, 6 years, I've been able to do a number of things. Done my master's, done my PhD, built 3 startups. I mean, being able to identify my purpose and thriving in it, and then a whole lot of things, build my account balance and all of that. So you may want to get that blueprint I use. I've documented everything, and you would want to get it on pre-order so that you don't lose money when it's being launched. Yeah, so that's what I would say. Thank you for staying here with us, and then watch out for the recording on my YouTube. I'll put the link in the chat box so that you can get both the link to the seller account for your free sheet, and then to my YouTube. But don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Sandra, over to you.
Thank you so much, Miss Grace. Thank you so much. All right, so we will move. Hello, Betty, please, can you mute yourself? Betty Asuman, please, can you mute yourself? Thank you. All right, so we will move straight forward to the Canva protocols in which Mr. Timothy would lead us through it for about 20 to 30 minutes. So, Mr. Timothy, over to you, please.